Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we have my first college basketball predictions of the season, and it is the week of November 14th. So, these are my first predictions of the season, and just so you guys know, I'm not predicting every game, only the really good ones. So, starting off on Tuesday, we have Kentucky against Michigan State in Indianapolis as part of the Champions Classic. So, this is one of 4 tough games Michigan State plays early, as they also play Alabama, Villanova, and already played Gonzaga, which they lost to, 64-63. So now Michigan State is not a team with superstars like Kentucky, as Kentucky's got a dominant force in Oscar Tshiebwe. But speaking of Tshiebwe, we don't know if he's going to play, as he had an off-season knee procedure. And we also don't know if Damian Collins is going to play. He's been out for personal reasons, so he'll probably be back by then, but we don't know. So now, even if Oscar Tshiebwe is out, I would still go with Kentucky, getting the close win, but I would not be shocked if Michigan State does get the win, especially because of the way they played against Gonzaga, going toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the country. They could easily do it again against Kentucky. So, I'll take Kentucky in that game. Moving on to the other game in the Champions Classic, we have Kansas against Duke. So, both teams had a lot of turnover in their programs in the offseason. Duke had longtime coach Coach K retire and several players leave. Kansas obviously won the national championship and lost 4 key players. Those 4 players being David McCormick, Ochai Agbaji, Remy Martin, and Christian Braun. And now, remember, head coach Bill Self is suspended for the first 4 games of the season, and that includes this game. So now, both teams brought in players to help the leaving players. Duke has 3 very talented freshmen. And now Kansas, also a good recruiting class, and brought in some good transfers. But I could see this game going either way. I could see a lot of these games going either way, but I'm going to take Duke getting the close win here against Kansas. Moving on to the one game we'll be predicting on Wednesday, we have Texas hosting Gonzaga. So this is a very close game and very difficult for me to predict. So for Texas to get the win, they need to stop Drew Timme. And they have a pretty good defender in Dylan Daisu, who could be the defender for Drew Timme, as he's got 4 blocks in 2 games so far this season. But now Texas faces one of the best teams in the country, and one of the best players in the country, Drew Timme. But even if they shut down Drew Timme, they still have to deal with other players like Rasir Bolton, Julian Strother, and others. And now I could see this game going either way, but I think Gonzaga will come out on top on the road against Texas with a very close win, but this is another game I could see going either way. Moving on to Friday, because there's no real good games on Thursday, we have Xavier against Indiana. So this is another game I could see going in either way. Indiana's got a great lineup led by Trace Jackson Davis. Plus they've got plenty of support with Race Thompson, Xavier Johnson, and a good freshman class. For Xavier, they're looking to get off to a good start this season after missing out on the NCAA tournament last year. And now Xavier also has some good players returning, but I think Indiana was going to be too much for Xavier to handle, and Indiana's going to get the win here in a pretty close game. Up next, we have Baylor against Virginia in Las Vegas. So Baylor lost some key players this offseason, but they do bring in a very, very talented freshman, Keontae George, and other players like Adam Flagner, Flo Thumb, and others. For Virginia, they return a lot more production than Baylor does, but I think Baylor's just the better team right now, and they're going to get the win over Virginia early in the season. Up next, another game on Friday, we have Michigan State hosting Villanova. So Villanova is another program undergoing some turnover right now, as Jay Wright left in the offseason as he retired. They're also without a talented freshman Cam Whitmore, and without players like Justin Moore, who is currently working his way back from a torn Achilles he suffered at the end of last season. So now Villanova just lost to Temple, and with how good Michigan State looked against Gonzaga, I think I'm going to take Michigan State to get the win here, but I could definitely see Villanova bouncing back from their loss, as obviously they're playing games between now and then. But I could see this game going either way. I'll take Michigan State to get the win at home. And our final game we're predicting on Friday, we have Illinois against UCLA in Las Vegas. So Illinois also lost some key players this offseason like Kofi Coburn, Trent Frazier, Andre Curbelo, and others. But they brought in good transfers like Matthew Mayer and Terrence Shannon. For UCLA, they lost 2 of their 3 best scorers in Jules Bernard and Johnny Juzang, but they still have Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Tiger Campbell and others, as well as a great recruiting class. I have UCLA getting the win here over Illinois, as they already have some good returning chemistry, and UCLA gets the win here in Las Vegas. And going to Sundays, there's no truly really good games on Saturday. So first game on Sunday, we have Gonzaga hosting Kentucky. So this is a matchup I wanted to see last season, but we got to see it early this season. So now this game for me really depends on Oscar Tshiebwe and if he plays, because he's a tremendous defensive player, and he could definitely be one of the players to shut down Drew Timme. And if Sheboy does not play, I don't know if Gonzaga's going to be able to, Kentucky's going to be able to stop Drew Timme. Obviously, each team has other good players as well, as they're two of the best programs in the country. But my prediction for this game ends up being on if Oscar Sheboy plays. So if Oscar Sheboy plays, I'll go Kentucky. If not, then I'll go Gonzaga. And our final game of the week, we'll be predicting we have Oregon hosting Houston. So Houston has one of the best teams in the country. They've returned several key players. And Oregon is good, but I just think Houston's on another level here. And Houston will go to Oregon and get the win, but another game I could see going either way. So those are my week of November 14th college basketball predictions. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of their upcoming videos. Make sure to let me know in the comments if you agree with my predictions, disagree, and why. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.